So, finding Shavasana this evening. Starting and finishing, our relaxation, our corpse pose. Just feel your shoulders connecting to the mat. Feel the backs of the arms, the hip bones, the backs of the legs. And then take a big inhale through the nose and sigh it out. One more. And just coming to stillness here. Maybe you've got your blanket over you this evening. Maybe you haven't. Just allowing your body to settle. Maybe your mind is really busy as you lay here this evening. So bringing your attention now to your breath. Bring your right hand onto your belly and your left hand onto your heart. Perhaps tuck your chin in slightly towards your chest, drawing a little length down the back of your neck. Maybe give your jaw a wiggle side to side, the lower jaw. Just checking you're not holding any tension here. Close down the eyes if they're not already, taking that clean sock or eye pillow, whatever you're using, perhaps to close down the eyes even further. And then coming to that breath. Just feel the breath as it moves inside your body. Moving down, perhaps you can feel the left hand lifting and then the right. Just observing these sensations as you lay here. Don't worry if your mind is busy and is being drawn away. Just turn it back to your breath every time you notice. Notice if you've brought any tension to your face, back to the jaw, maybe a little frown. Soften the face. Soften the shoulders if you brought a little tension there or not released. And come back to the breath. So, as I've said, restorative yoga, traditionally 5 or 6 minutes held in each pose. So this evening, just working with that concept of really slowing things down, really bringing a mindful awareness to where we are, how we move in between the postures, moving gently. Notice if that mind's wandered. Bring it back. Feeling that breath flow in between the hands. Feeling that right hand rise and fall. If your mind has wandered, just bringing it back again to the breath. Something that's always with us. Something that we can use to control every aspect of our physiological system. The mind is always busy, but we can learn how to focus the attention, coming back to the breath. Notice if your mind is keen to move, your body keen to move, or maybe you could lay here for the full 75 minutes, just observing whatever is true for you as you lay here. And then slowly, when you're ready, you're going to take an inhale. You're going to bring your arms up overhead. Just reaching with the fingers, not a full body stretch, but just reaching with the fingers. And then we're going to take the right foot to the right corner of the mat. The left foot's coming on top of the right. And you're just going to wiggle your shoulders over to the right side of the mat. The right hand might take hold of the left wrist. And you're just going to draw the body over to the side. So we don't need any props for this first one, but just feel here that you're really letting that left shoulder release into the mat. You're not lifting your left shoulder away from the mat in an effort to twist. If it feels too much in your left hip or your left leg, anywhere with the legs crossed, then just take the left leg just inside the right. You don't need to cross it over if that feels too much, too intense. The sensations will build as you hold the pose. And noticing again, where in your body do you need to soften? In all of your postures this evening, looking for those places in the body that we can soften, that we can release just a little bit more. And noticing what your mind does here. Maybe that mind just really wants to be busy. Notice that. Bring it back to your breath. Using the exhale to soften and release a little more, either that left shoulder, maybe any tension in your face, any tension in the shoulders. I'm really imagining that breath now traveling deep into the bottom of the left lung. So as we did with our Shavasana, we're drawing the breath deeper into the body, using the breath. So later in the class, we'll be working with our Brahmari breathing or our humming bee breath. But for now, just drawing that breath deep into your body, just beginning to activate into the parasympathetic nervous system, that relaxation response. So many of us at the current time is living in that fight or flight fear response, anxiety, tension. Every time you turn on the news or the TV, there's something there. So just coming back to the breath and just being here, trying to release. Let go. Slowly, gently, you're going to untangle your legs and arms, coming back to the center. Bring your hands down by the side of your body. And just take a breath here. Let the body settle. Let the spine settle for a moment. And then when you're ready, take another inhale. Take the arms up overhead. Take the left foot to the left corner of the mat. Right leg's coming on top if that feels okay for you. And then walking those shoulders over to the left side of the mat. Left hand maybe takes hold of the right wrist just to draw your body over a little bit more. Just reminding ourselves in these restorative or yin type stretches, we're not aiming to pull the body. We're allowing the fascia, the muscle, the fascia and the tissue surrounding the muscle to soften. So in some of our yoga, our hatha yoga, it's a yang type stretch. In this yin restorative yoga, we're just allowing that fascia to soften and release with the breath, with gentleness, with ease. If your mind is wandering, come back to your breathing. Imagining that breath now into the base of the right lung. Full breaths here. Keep softening into that right shoulder. Noticing as perhaps the sensations become stronger in the hip and the side of the body. And then slowly, slowly untangle the feet, untangle the hands, come back to center. Bring the hands by the side of the body again. Let the spine just settle here. And then turning the palms so they face down. You're just going to push slowly into your elbows and gently roll yourself up. So we're going to set ourselves up now for a forward child's pose, a supported child's pose. So taking those two books to the top of your mat. I've got my two giant books. I thought I'd join you tonight without any real yoga props, just so that we all know that it can be done that way. Then your two pillows, place them on top of your books. Taking your little blanket, so if you want to stay cozy, bring the blanket over your shoulders. Bring the toes together and bring your knees as wide as you need to. And what you're going to do is bring your body down onto the pillows. So you might need to adjust yourself. It's just feeling like you can settle down here. So you're going to take your head to one side or the other, and then halfway through here, I'm going to get you to move your head to the other side. If you're more comfortable with your forehead down into the pillows, then that's okay, but I prefer to just turn my head to the side for half, and then turn to the other side halfway through. But I'll get you, as I say, I'll tell you when to get there. You can just rest your elbows down either side of your block and your pillows, or you can extend your arms if that's what you choose to do. But make any adjustments you need to make, because we're going to be here for 6 minutes, 3 minutes on each side. When we really want to settle here, you might find that the sensations in the hips become quite strong. So just being comfortable to start with. And then closing down your eyes. They're not already. Begin to breathe deeply into the body. Notice the sensations in the hips as you lay here this evening. Without judgment, welcome the sensations. So any pain in the joints at any time as we move through the practice, back off. We don't want to work with pain. We're working with discomfort, tension, tightness, but not pain. It's your practice, so be responsible for your own body. Listen to your body. Notice if you're tight through your shoulders or your face. Using that breath, softening on your exhale. Notice if you're holding on to a bit of tightness in the lumbar spine. Can you just release, allowing gravity to just bring the bottom a bit closer towards the heels. Let the shoulders go. Now, I want you to bring to mind a colour. Ask your higher self what colour your body needs today. And without thinking too much about it, the first colour that pops into your head, settle on that colour. And as you breathe, inhale deeply, imagining that colour flooding through your body, filling up the whole of the lungs, the back of the lungs, the front of the lungs, the base of the lungs. And then imagining that breath travelling to your hips, to your lumbar spine, anywhere that feels uncomfortable, that feels tight as you lay here. Breathing deeply into that, breathing that breath into those areas that need it, that lovely nourishing breath, whatever colour that is. Maybe that's one particular colour, maybe it's a rainbow of colours, maybe it's a glittery, sparkly colour or a dark colour. Doesn't matter what colour it is. Whatever your higher self told you needed, just breathing that deeply into your body. And if you've taken your head to one side, just turning the head now to the other side and just settling here. So 3 more minutes in this posture, just letting gravity draw the bottom back towards the heels. Deep breaths, just allowing yourself to soften. The muscle, the fascia, surrounding tissue, all getting work here. Often it's just the muscle being stretched and pulled, the fascia supporting that. We're using it in the opposite way now, allowing the fascia to just open up, to soften and release, rather than tense and stretch around the muscles. And notice what your mind's doing here. Maybe your mind finds this really challenging. If you've had a busy day, feeling anxious this evening, stressed or tense, keep coming back to your breath. Really breathing deeply into the base of the lungs, imagining that colourful breath flooding the body. Nice, soft, smooth inhales and exhales. So just 5 more breaths here. Can you soften just a little bit more? Can you release a little bit more into this posture for these final few breaths? Those deep, full, colourful, nourishing breaths. And then turning the head to centre. If it's not already, just slowly push yourself up. Bring your body forward to the knees. You can come into a cat and cow tabletop position. And we're just going to move into our cats and cows. But we're going to take those cats and cows today, not with an inhale and an exhale for each breath. I want you to inhale and exhale as you move. So really slowly inhaling and exhaling in one flow into your cow pose. And then really, really slowly exhaling and inhaling into your cat pose. So as slowly as you can do that. Maybe you can get more than one inhale and exhale in there. Just really try to move slowly with that. Noticing how the body feels. So everything we're doing today, really slow, really mindful, really trying to be present in our bodies as we move. And then coming back to center. So we're going to take that right hip now and tuck it up on the inside of the pillows. And you're going to take the left knee on top of the right. So a little side twist. Take your blanket on top of you if you want to use the blanket. Bring the right hand so it's coming along the center of the pillows. You can just come over to the side. Left hand, come on the front of the pillows. So you can choose to just keep your head looking this way. You can turn the head towards the pillows, or if you feel open this evening, you can turn the head towards the opposite side. Really up to you what feels good. If you don't want the knees stacked on top of one another, just take the left knee a little bit lower than the right. And then settle down here. If you want to take that right arm a little bit further so it comes round over the side of the pillows and you twist a little more, I'll just show you that option from the front. So keep the hips where they are, take the right hand over this side and then turn your head. That's always an option as well. Really here. Just be mindful of how that feels in your neck. It might be a little bit too strong on the neck. Maybe as you're here, 3 minutes, maybe the first minute you're just there with the right arm extended along the pillow, and then you want to just shuffle yourself round a little bit more so the belly comes round more on top of the pillows. Do what feels good for you. I'll tell you when you've been here for about 45 seconds, and then if you want to adjust, take it a little deeper for the last minute and a half on this side, then you can. Come back to that breath. Notice what the mind is doing. Just allowing yourself to soften again. Every posture, reminding ourselves to soften. So if you want to draw that right hand now a little more behind the right shoulder, bringing the belly over the pillows, maybe turning the head to face the center of the pillows, or facing towards your right hand. And then softening. So full breaths here. Again, really just trying to soften, trying to keep that breath nice and smooth. Notice if you're perhaps clenching your fingers, your teeth. Always coming back to those little places that we hold tension as we lay here, trying to release a little more. Taking an inhale, bring your head back to center. And just bring your hands back under the shoulders. Push yourself up. And we're going to come over to the other side. So in your own way, in your own time. We're just walking those knees over to the other side. Bring your hips down, so that left hip, top of the left thigh, tucked in to the pillows. And then bring your weight forward on the pillows, reaching with that left hand, releasing the head. Maybe again, you just want to turn the belly a little away here to start. Maybe you want to take that twist deeper right from the beginning. Up to you. Do what feels good. Find where you need to be. And then soften. Soften and breathe. So again, halfway through this, we'll give you the option to take it a little bit deeper if you choose to. You can always at that point back off as well. Always doing what is right for you to move through the practice. Everybody's body is different. No such thing as a perfect pose. Really is dependent on what is perfect for you at any given time. Maybe now you want it to take it a little deeper, that left elbow comes down by the side, maybe reaching out with the left hand, maybe looking into your pillows, or turning your right ear, looking towards the left fingers. Be where you need to be here. Whenever that mind wanders, come back to your breath. Noticing as the sensations perhaps come stronger. With these longer held twists, we're really constricting the organs in the body. So really brilliant for detoxing and moving onward prana energy that's trapped. Often areas in the body, this tightness, this tension, constricted energy flow. So these twists just bring new energy, constriction in the muscles, in the joints, and then we release. Blood flow, energy comes to these areas. So slowly, gently, bring your hands back so that you can just gently push yourself up to seated. And we're going to come back onto the pillows and the bolsters now. So we're going to bring our bottoms up against the back of them. We're coming to our reclining cobbler's pose, which most of you will have done before. But just so that you can see, we're leaning back. We want the pillows to be in the center of the spine. Coming back onto the pillows. Release the head. Let the knees come out wide. So it might be here that you need to just adjust to make sure that the books are far enough back so they're supporting your head. And then just settle. Wiggle the knees side to side. If your knees don't feel comfortable or unsupported and you've got other pillows around you, you can always grab an extra pillow and put it under the thighs at the side. So you can really feel that the body is totally supported as you lay here. So we're going to be here for 5 minutes. So just getting yourself set up. It's really important when you're coming into these restorative poses to just make sure you're nice and comfortable, using whatever props you need. Turn the palms to face up. So you've got that shoulder rotating outwards, not inwards. So much of the time, you've got that inward curl of the shoulders. So just let the shoulders settle open. Again, closing down the eyes if they're not already, taking your sock. I didn't actually have a sock to put over my eyes, but sometimes it helps us to turn inwards or come to our pratyahara. Pratyahara is withdrawal of the senses. So by putting something over the eyes, it's a signal to the brain that we're resting. Helps us switch off, go inwards. So come into your breath. If you're not there already, the mind has wandered away. Feeling the breath moving in your body, the nostrils, the throat, the chest, the abdomen. Notice the sensations in your hips. Maybe there are no sensations present here. Maybe the sensations are strong. Just noticing whatever you notice. As you breathe, as you exhale, try and soften the knees. Let the knees just be heavy. Gravity just drawing them downwards. So again, gravity now working on that fascia. We're not pulling and pushing into the knees. We're not trying to force or tense to get the knees to go closer to the floor. We're just allowing the fascia to gently be stretched as we lay here. Notice when your mind is drawn away by external distraction, which it will be. That's what happens in the mind. Just observe it, acknowledge it, come back to your breath. There's one constant we've got in our whole lives, thing we can rely on from the minute we are born to the minute we die, our breath. And there's so much we can do to change our breath and to change the way that we're thinking and feeling. It takes practice, it's not easy, but by reminding ourselves to keep coming back to that breath, by drawing the breath deep into the body, we're activating that relaxation response in our bodies, moving away from that fight or flight, that stress response. And slowly bring your hands by the outside of your thighs and just use your hands to lift the thighs. Extend your legs out in front of you and just push yourself up to seated. So we're going to take the pillows to one side, just take the books off of the mat for the time being. And with our pillows now, we're going to come down onto our back. So we're going to take a supine twist with the spine flat on the mat. So we're going to bend those knees. We're going to take one pillow underneath the left thigh, one pillow in between the legs, and we're going to take the arms out in line with our shoulders. So eye gaze can face up here, or you can look over your right fingers. Wherever you are, again, make yourself comfortable. Make sure that you can feel like you can settle into this pose. If you've got other props and cushions around you and you feel like you need more, and just doing what feels right. Nice. Another twist, another detoxifying twist. Really allowing the body again to settle. So feel that both the shoulders are firmly planted down on the mat. Feel that your leg, your right leg, can become relaxed. The right hip is relaxed. The shoulders are relaxed. There's no tension in your face or your jaw. Bringing that attention inwards once more. If it's wandered, come back to your breath. Nice, smooth inhales and exhales. Full breaths, just allowing the whole body to release and relax. Notice if the sensations in the body become stronger as you lay here. Just breathing into any strong sensation and softening with your exhale. Reminding yourself all sensations are welcome. You're not resisting or pushing away. And then slowly, if you've turned your eyes to the right, bring the eyes back to center first. Take a moment just to settle here. And then bring the knees back through the center. Swapping that pillow over on the bottom. Just take the pillow on the bottom on the right. And let the knees come over to the right. Eye gaze again can stay looking up or taking it to the left. And just setting yourself up here. Maybe you really want to stack the knees one on top of the other and really lift that left hip so the hips are stacked on top of one another. If you can get the shoulders flat on the mat doing that. Maybe it's a more gentle twist where the left foot comes behind the right. So it's your practice as always, finding what feels good. As always, your mind is busy. You know where to take it back to. Without judgment though. Don't get frustrated with yourselves. A million times a day, I take my attention away from my mind and back to my breath. A million times, even in my practice, when I'm doing my own practice, my attention wanders. It's just what happens to us. Just learning, just practicing all the time. Just draw the focus of our attention to where we want it to be. For now, the breath, and just being present right here, right now. Slowly now, head comes back to center if you've taken it to the left. And then bring your knees back to center. Take the pillow out from the center of your knees, just keeping the arms wide. Just flow the knees side to side here. Just gently, mindfully moving the knees. Coming back to center. You're going to bring your hands just beside your hips so you can push yourself up. And we're going to take those two books. Ooh, I'm going to smash myself over the foot with these two giant books. Two giant books either side of your mat. And on top of your books, you're going to place your pillows. So that you can just bring your calf muscles onto the backs of the pillow and lay on your back. So a little mini inversion. So feet higher than the heart is what we want here. Hands can come by the side of the body. Hands can reach up overhead. They can come in line with your shoulders. Doesn't matter what you do with your hands. Just having those feet slightly higher than the heart. So this posture, just going to be here for 2 minutes, just a little shorter. As we come to the end of the restorative sequence before we come into our yoga nidra. This little mini inversion. Again, feel the shoulders connecting to the mat. Feel the backs of the arms, backs of the hands, the hip bones, the calf muscles connecting to the pillow. And let the whole body here become soft. Notice if you're just holding on to any tension in those calf muscles. Maybe you're just a little bit tight, not just giving completely. Just let the whole body release. Noticing that breath, is it smooth? Is it edgy? Keep smoothing it down. Nice, smooth inhales and exhales. Soft body. So perhaps you feel a little bit guilty for laying here. Feels like you're doing nothing. Just reminding ourselves that this self-care is as important as all that running around. Allowing ourselves this time for stillness. And at the same time, really good for our body. To just allow the fascia, the muscle, to just gently soften. When we're always doing yang stretches or tension in the body, the fascia just becomes tenser and tenser, trying to stabilize our joints. And then we come to yoga and we find we're not flexible. So we need to work on all parts of the body to increase our flexibility. So pushing into the elbows now. Slowly you're going to roll yourself all the way up. And we're going to just move the pillows and the blocks to one side, the books to one side, keeping them at the top end of your mat, wherever the top end of your mat is. And we're just going to turn the feet so they come to the back of the mat and just find your tabletop again. So we're going to finish with our pigeon pose on both sides. So most of you have done pigeon pose with me before, but this pigeon pose in restorative holding for much longer. So we're really going to set ourselves up and make sure that we're completely comfortable. So I'm actually going to come round forward so you can see me a little bit better. So from our tabletop, we're going to bring our right knee behind our right wrist. And that left, right ankle is behind or almost in line with your left wrist here. Just draw the left toes to the back of the room, and maybe you're going to take a pillow here underneath your right hip. So a little pillow there for support. And just sitting yourself up, taking your blocks now or books in front of you and your other pillow. So you've got them there so you can release down onto them. We're not going to release down onto them yet. We're just going to start here up at the top. So just settling yourself. Just staying on your fingertips to start with here, just for a few breaths, just finding that length. When we move into this too quickly, we're creating that yang stretch again. So the fascia becomes tight. It wants to stabilize the joint. We move into it slowly. Sometimes we get a little bit more out of this stretch. So just being here, just breathing. Soften your shoulders, soften your face. Notice anywhere else that you're tense. And maybe now you take your elbows onto your pillow or your block and just settle here. Maybe if that feels good and your hip feels open, maybe you want to take your head down onto your pillow. Wherever you need to be. Wherever you are, just knowing you can always back off if you need to back off, and you can always go a little deeper if you need to go a little deeper. But wherever we are, we're softening, so we're not holding on to any tension. We're not clenching your fingers like I was in a class the other day and some teacher could see my hand and told me to stop clenching my fingers. I can't see if you guys are clenching your fingers, but just if you are, notice, release them. The sensations will get stronger in that right hip. So if you need to come up a little bit, come up a little bit. If you need to go down a little bit, because those sensations don't really feel it for you, go down. Your practice. We're here on this side, another minute. So about another 6 full breaths. When teachers tell me that in a class, when I'm practicing with them and we're holding in a posture, is how I kind of time my breath. 5 or 6 breaths, approximately a minute is what we take if we're breathing in for 5 or 6, a count of 5 or 6. So long, smooth breaths. So bringing your hands under your shoulders and slowly, gently coming up out of this. Just bring your left knee forward slightly. If you've taken it back, bring the right knee back to meet the left. And just come to your tabletop. Just take a moment here to observe those sensations in the right hip, the right thigh. And then we're going to take that on the other side. So the left knee is coming behind the left wrist. And that left ankle is in line with your right wrist. Taking that pillow to the other side, just to support the top bit of the the top bit of the thigh. Just so that you feel that your hips are square. What you want to feel is that the hips are nice and square. You're not lifting, got that support there. So you can really release the left bottom cheek. And then coming forward slowly, just taking it to the palms of the hands to start with. Softening into that hip. Tendency when we come to the second side, we want to rush to get where we were the first time. So again, just taking it slowly into that left hip now. So although we've not moved fast, we've moved strongly into those hips. breaths, being kind to them. Maybe you walk the hands forward now, maybe you just bend into your elbows, maybe you release your head down to the pillow, just allowing your whole body to settle. So you can be face down here, you can turn your head to either side. Really doesn't matter what you do with your head and neck, just so long as it feels comfortable for you. And then breathing, coming back always to that breath, wherever we are. So as those sensations become stronger, reminding yourself to send that breath there. Often when the sensations become stronger, the breath changes, it becomes faster. Actually, all we do by that is just make the situation worse. Exactly the same as we do in our minds. When we become stressed, the breath changes. We breathe into the chest. And it tells the body, sends the signal to the body that we're in danger. So by those long, smooth breaths, we soften the body. So just 2 more breaths now on this side. Becomes the end of our asana, our postures. And then slowly pushing yourself up to center. Just move the blocks, move the pillows, release yourself down onto your left hip and find your way back onto your back for your shavasana. So we're finishing with our yoga nidra, shavasana. So find your shavasana pose this evening. Make sure it's completely comfortable. If you want to take those pillows under your head, please do. So for yoga nidra, you want to be sure you're really, really, really comfy. You're warm enough. If you want to put pillows underneath your knees, the lower back's not feeling great, do what feels good. Really recommend putting something over your eyes if you're not in a dull room when you're coming to your yoga nidra, if you can. But settling down now. Let your whole body sink into the floor. The practice of yoga nidra, the practice of yogic sleep, a state of consciousness between wakefulness and sleeping. Try to remain awake by listening to the sound of my voice. It doesn't matter if you do fall asleep, just try and remain aware. You will be asked to move your awareness to various body sensations, images, and emotions. Don't concentrate too intensely. Don't worry if your mind wanders. Just follow my voice. If your mind wanders away, come back to wherever we are. During this meditation, please use and absorb what you need in the moment and leave the rest behind. If the mind becomes overactive with thoughts and worries, just come back to the sound of my voice or the breath inside your body. So with yoga nidra, often we bring a sankalpa to our practice. Your sankalpa is an intention. And I want you to just take a moment to think, what does your heart truly desire? Maybe it's to live in peace, to be loved, to be rich, to be healthy. Whatever your sankalpa is, bring it to mind now. Making it into your own little mantra. So maybe that is, I live in peace. I am safe and healthy. Whatever that is for you. And repeating it to yourself in your mind 3 times. Firmly focusing on your sankalpa this evening. And now I'm going to ask you to count backwards from 30. So we're counting backwards slowly with the breath. 30 on your inhale, 29 on your exhale. Now you may not reach 0. You may return to 30 many times. Every time your mind wanders, come back to 30 and begin that count slowly down from 30. Don't be frustrated with yourself if your mind wanders. You come back to 30 many times. And wherever you've got to in that count this evening, just let it go now. Let go of any counting. Continue to breathe deeply. Notice what thoughts have arisen in your mind. Notice them as they travel across your mind. Watch them as they come in and let them go. Continuing to breathe deeply, I'm going to now describe some settings to you. Allow your mind to jump to those settings immediately. Whatever image I say, allow your mind to jump there. Let your mind be free to travel. Do not become attached to any one setting or image. Imagine you are a world traveller jumping around the room from place to place. Now we'll begin. An ocean, a deep blue ocean. A beach with white sand. A seagull flying over the sand. Pelicans chasing the current over the waves. Waves crashing onto the beach. The white sand. The desert. Cactus in the desert. Blue sky. Blue cloudless sky. Birds singing. A walled garden. Lush green grass. Storm clouds. A cool breeze. The crack of thunder. Dark sky illuminated by lightning. A long dirt road stretching towards the horizon. A group of olive trees. A farmer. A woman pulling water from a well. Children playing in the distance. A tall tree. Blue sky. Warm sun. Mountains in the distance, topped with snow. A farmhouse. A stable. Horses in a field. A sunset. A flock of blackbirds in the sky. The hoot of an owl. The sounds of crickets in the summer. An old front porch with a swing. A glass of cold lemonade. A warm chair next to a fireplace. A grey cat curled on a small rug. An old woman sipping tea. A rose garden in full bloom. A robin with a worm in its beak. A hammock. Cool, dry concrete. A church with tall spires. White puffy clouds. White dove. A burning candle. A flickering flame. A flickering flame. Burning candle. A burning candle. Now take a slow, deep inhale and exhale. Begin to bring your attention back to your breath. Allow the breath to flow naturally without trying to change the breath at all. Allow your body to remain released and relaxed. Coming back to your sankalpa, whatever that sankalpa was this evening. I am safe, I am healthy, I am rich, whatever your heart desires. And visualizing whatever that sankalpa looks like for you. Maybe that's a massive house, a lovely car. Maybe that's looking like you're 100 and you're healthy with your family, looking into the future, whatever that is. None of our dreams are out of our capabilities. We've just got to remember, we need to visualize them. You need to have that positive mindset. Often our minds stop us achieving those things. Allowing that breath just to flow naturally in and out of your body. Allowing your body to rest and relax. If your mind wanders, just keep bringing it back to that breath. back to your mantra, your sankalpa, whatever that is this evening. So we're going to finish this evening's class with a mindfulness, compassion meditation. So you can keep laying down for this meditation if that is where you need to be this evening. Just staying here in your Shavasana pose is perfectly fine. If you want to make your way up and you would prefer to take your meditation seated, then perhaps taking your 2 blocks underneath your 2 pillows, really making sure that you can be really nice and comfortable if you're going to be seated, and then settling down. So, really nourishing class for ourselves this evening. I'm going to send some of that nourishment, that love out to all those people around us that need that this evening. So, from our laying down Shavasana pose or from seated up. If we're seated up, bring your hands together to your heart space. If you're laying down, bring your left hand to your left heart, right hand on top. In fact, let's all take the hands to the heart if that feels comfortable. Just draw the left hand around the heart space and just feel where it feels warm. Where does it feel like you can feel a connection to your heart? And then bring the right hand on top. Let the shoulders settle by the sides. You're not holding on to any tension in the shoulders. Lift from the crown of your head and just tuck your chin into your chest slightly. Notice your jaw here again. Maybe move the jaw from side to side. Just check that it's loose. Taking the tongue, take the tongue behind the bottom set of teeth and just soften your mouth. So everything in your face is soft. Your shoulders are soft, but you're sitting either upright or you're laying and released and relaxed. And now I want you to bring to mind someone who makes you feel loved and cared for. Imagine that they're standing on your right hand side. Maybe this is someone who's passed away. Maybe this is someone who is still here, who you miss very much at the moment. Maybe this is an animal. Maybe this is a professional person that's offered you some guidance. Whoever it is, bring them to mind. Imagine them standing beside you this evening. Imagine how it feels to have their support, their love, their guidance, them being here for you. Maybe that's painful. Maybe if these people have passed away, it provokes strong emotions for you. Breathing into these emotions, but breathing into that feeling of being loved, of being cared for. And filling your whole body now, from the crown of your head to the tips of the toes with your breath, with that feeling of being loved and cared for, really filling yourself up. Imagine the breath filling and filling and filling the body until it's spilling over. You're filling your cup so much that you're just full of this love. And now bring to mind someone who you love, family member, someone who needs your love right now. And send that love to them. Sending that love and warmth, visualizing them in your mind's eye. Sending them your care, your love this evening. And now bringing to mind someone who you feel neutral about. Maybe someone you see in the shop. Someone you have a chat to when you're out walking the dog. And send them your love and kindness this evening. Now, someone you dislike. For me, I always choose politicians because I can't think of who I dislike particularly. But choosing who you choose, whoever that is for you, someone who's maybe getting on your nerves, or visualize that person now and send them your love, send them your kindness. And now I want you to bring to mind all the NHS workers, all the key workers, all the people that are still out there working. Let's send them our love. I know some of you guys who are here this evening are out doing those jobs, so we're sending you our love and kindness now. That collective love and kindness, sharing that. And then sending it to all the families, all the patients, all those people that have lost their loved ones or potentially may lose their loved ones as part of this horrible pandemic. Let's send them our love and kindness now. Really breathing in. If that brings up strong emotions for you, maybe it brings you tears to your eyes like it does for me, breathe into those emotions, breathe into that love and kindness. Imagine that person that you love and care for on your right hand side, giving you that strength, that energy, that love and kindness, so that you can share it now with others. And then when you're ready, we're just going to let that love and kindness just go, flow off into the world, into the universe. Our collective energies, sharing that love and kindness with those people that we love, that we don't love, with all beings. So just take a moment before we finish the practice to come back to how you feel in your heart, in your mind, and in your body. Maybe there's some sadness, maybe feel relaxed, just observing without judgment. Wherever you are, whether you're on your back or you're seated, just take a moment to thank yourself for this self-care. Maybe this, if you've not done restorative and yoga nidra before, maybe it really wasn't what you expected. Maybe it was, maybe you loved it, maybe you hated it. Whatever your experience was of it this evening, of the practice, thank yourself for showing up, for taking this time out for your self-care, for being here. Thank you for sharing your time and your energy with me this evening. A beautiful meditation. Grateful to you all for being here. I'm really grateful that you can share. You can share our practice still online, and you show up with discipline when we're at home. It's so easy to not show up, be not motivated. So thank you for coming. When you're ready, just bow your head. Allow your eyes to open in your own time. Namaste. So if you just want to switch off now and relax and finish the rest of your day, please do. If you want to stay online and have a chat and speak to me about it, then that's always great. If you want to message me after, then that's always brilliant.